Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Shauna. Let's get into this. So, how you guys doing? As promised, we are going to be slowly transitioning into recording daily. I'm going to set up a space so I could record, so we could do a visual and still maintain the podcast. But I want to make it decent. I'm going to get a mic and, have something that's good looking. So I don't want to rush into nothing. I want to have a nice setup. But anyway, tonight's topic is going to be about unnecessary karma, and how it's caused by disobedience. So most of the time when we are disobedient, we get unnecessary karma. And not only can this unnecessary karma affect us, you can create bad karma for other people when you are disobedient. I'll give you an example. Let's say something tells you to go to the supermarket Sunday at 3 o'clock and you ended up not going and you waited until the next day, and then you end up getting into a car accident. Right? So now you've created bad karma for yourself and another person. Maybe you were told to go to avoid the accident, right? And that's just an example. This can be something not as drastic. I know that's pretty extreme, but I'm just using this as an example. Right? So now you've created this karma, and you start trying to figure out, well, damn, woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? So your instincts were given to you as a guide, not only to protect you, but to protect other people. When you are obedient, you are usually a blessing to someone else, and you're usually in a situation where you're like, oh my goodness, I'm happy that, I listened, or I'm happy I did that particular thing, whatever it is, right? That's why they always say go with your first instinct. It's usually the best course of action. So considering that, we have to start paying attention to the domino effects that our behavior, that our thinking, that our movement and how we function and how it affects the environment, and this includes people, right? As we've discussed before, having relationships is probably one of the main things that God's gonna actually require of us. Not just a relationship with Him, but a relationship with people. Doesn't matter if you like them or not, if they are the same skin color or not, if they have money or not. Even if the circumstances are not necessarily forcing you, but if you see an opportunity to build a bridge, that's something that God likes, especially if the intentions, for the foundation of that relationship is pure, right? So when you start paying attention to how smooth things can go for you when you're obedient versus how things don't work out for you when you are disobedient, this is probably another good way to start gauging and how to start tapping in, and you're gonna start enhancing and getting a better relationship with yourself when you follow your instinct, because you're gonna realize that every time you follow this thing, you get a good outcome, right? And then you start to follow it more, and then the voice becomes louder and the feelings become stronger, and you become more in sync and in tune with your intuitive abilities. This is the main path, one of the main paths to build with the Most High. So when you start considering how you have to move towards getting into being obedient, remember, you will initially have this great mode or feeling of discomfort, because doing the right thing isn't always comfortable, right? Sometimes it's uncomfortable, but ultimately you know that it's the best thing for you and everyone else. So let's just try to start practicing becoming more obedient, because this domino effect can affect other people. And what happens is, when you're disobedient and things start to happen, you start to rearrange the cosmos, literally. Your shifting of the cosmos as a result of your disobedience causes different energies to occur, because things have a divine order already. And when you move out of the alignment of the divine order, you create bad karma, right? So obedience is one of the main ways to keep the natural flow of life in harmony and balance, stable, in good standing, good maintenance. Now, the reason why I believe the Most High wanted me to go over this topic is because not only is it the month of Ramadan, or in the beginning of, I'd say the middle of spring break where I am. I'm in Newark, New Jersey. And right now a lot of people have free time on their hands. So, yeah, I think being obedient is going to keep a lot of us out of trouble. It's going to allow us to start seeing things in a different light. When you're still and you have the ability to really just hone in on your inner voice, it's going to start leading you to places where you're going to have a new perspective. And I think, with this being a new season, we're just stepping into spring, the weather's changing. And if you're in the neighborhood, you know how that can go, right? And it's just time for something new. It's spring. So I'm going to really encourage you all to remain obedient and be mindful of how your disobedience can cause a negative domino effect on yourself and other people, and how being disobedient rearranges the divine order that's already set in place for us. Ultimately, it's a lesson, you learn, but we don't need harsh lessons. Sometimes the lessons are harsh when we're not obedient. And the Most High will give you warnings and signs. Just as a side note, you'll get a few signs of what not to do or what to do. I think the harsh punishment comes in when, one, you constantly ignore your instructions, or when you just absolutely know better and you just absolutely have to get the karma. Either way, being obedient is going to keep you safe, and it's going to keep you on track to where you're going. It's going to avoid time from being wasted and a lot of other people getting caught in the crossfire. The bad karma is more than likely coming from the shifting and the rearrangement of the cosmic order, because you made things go out of alignment. So that's usually what that is. Now, going back to this domino effect, this obedience, right? Good or bad, whether your karma is good or bad, whether you're disobedient or you are obedient, this is just further confirmation that everything we do is connected to other people. So it's really important to be mindful of how to move, how to think, how to care, how to be in the moment, and how to truly nurture your instincts and really be good to your emotional and mental state. So that's going to be actually leading me to, letting you guys know I'm going to start moving into going over some, nutritional points, and just really start moving into more of a health and wellness. It's always going to be spiritual warfare. We're always going to have our topics and discussions, but some foods can actually combat warfare. And this actually goes back to obedience, because right now people are fasting. So if you are in alignment with that, I'm pretty sure a lot of things are going to be avoided if you're sticking to what it is you're supposed to be sticking to. Now, in regard to this domino effect that we're speaking of, I really want you guys to start paying attention to how you're going to start attracting the things that you desire, the things that are best for you. You're going to start attracting ideas, habits, people, places that are directly correlated to your soul's journey and purpose once you become more in tune. Every day you're going to see it more and more. You're going to be able to notice how the things you start to attract has everything to do with your deepest desires of your heart. When you're obedient, things may not always come when you want them, but they come on time. So I'm saying that because we have to get in alignment. In order for things to flow the way you want them to, in order for things to work the way you believe that they should work, you have to be in alignment first. And being obedient is the way to go. You know everything that you need to do to get yourself where you want to be. But the thing is, you don't know where to start, right? Of course, it's easier said than done. And we all know that. Your habits, your desires, your soul's journey, everything's all connected, right? And sometimes it's all jumbled up, and you have to figure out how to untangle this thing that we call life. And sometimes we don't have a clue because we don't have the support, or we never really had this thing modeled to us. We have unhealthy habits and environments. We have poor mental health. It can go on and on. The list can go on and on. Your spiritual sense of self is one of the first ways that you're going to be able to gauge how your behavior, right? And all of this is inward. It's inward out. It's not going to be cookie cutter. It's not going to be perfect. It's going to be different for everyone. It's not going to look how you would expect it to look. And it's not going to feel how you would expect it to feel. I'll promise you that. And I'll also tell you this, and I learned this from TD Jakes also, that obedience will have you looking crazy. Okay? Obedience will have you looking like a fool. Obedience will have you looking like you done lost your mind. But that is okay. It's all about following your heart and doing what the Most High is guiding you to do, what the angels are guiding you to do, what the universe is waiting to give you. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna leave you guys with that. We get bad karma when we're disobedient. So just try your best to start practicing, listening more, being more patient, and, having less expectations. And I hope you guys enjoyed your Monday and your Tuesday. I hope all is well. I hope you are eating something good, drinking your water, eating your fruit, and minding your business. And, if you're fasting, I hope your fasting is going well. If you celebrated Easter, I hope your Easter was well. I should have said that yesterday. And yeah, we're going to start discussing a whole bunch of different things, definitely correlated to spiritual warfare and health and wellness. We're going to start working towards this setup. But yeah, we're at our 15 minutes, and I'm going to do a poll and a vote to see what you guys think about a few things, okay? But I do love you guys, and I'm going to go back to enjoying my evening. Yeah. I hope all is well. And I hope you have a good night. And I hope that you stay blessed. And you say your prayers tonight. Pray for your family. Pray for your loved ones. Stay blessed. Peace.